Rah, He-Man! And welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruby, and this is my review for Netflix's another new original animation series on He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. If you don't like the series, feel free to pass on this review, but if you're excited to talk about the He-Man new version of it again, then let's jump in. Eternia's Prince Adam discovers the power of Grayskull and transforms into He-Man, Master of the Universe, a reimagining of the classic animated series. Excited to see what they were going to do with this version of it. This is from the guys that did Troll Hunters, the studio behind that, and also Star Wars Clone Wars. So if you like that sort of animation style, that's kind of the influence that you get. You have very vibrant colors, 3D versus 2D, kind of a mix amalgamation of that sort of animation style. So if you've seen Troll Hunters and Clone Wars, you kind of know what you're going to get. The voice acting as well is superb. I loved Skeletor in this, even though it's a voice actor I'm not used to hearing. I thought he did a fantastic job. Thankfully, we get 10 episodes at 25 minutes apiece, unlike Revelations, where we got 5 episodes and left us massively on a cliffhanger. Unfortunately, we are left on a massive cliffhanger on this one as well, so that might irk you a little bit. This is also a reimagining, so it's kind of like right from the beginning. Young Prince Adam is young, he has friends, and it's called Masters of the Universe, not singular Master of the Universe. It's because if you've seen the trailer, they all kind of get powers, and you also see the birth of Skeletor, and he's kind of where he comes from. And so it really is an origin story, but for kids and families. It's not for, I definitely not for the diehard fans who love the original 80s. I think fans, if they are able to separate their feelings from that, and not go, oh, this is not how it is, it should be like this, why have they done it like that, then I think you'll still enjoy it, because I think this, for a new generation, they've taken, because Mattel are totally on board with this as well, the original creators, and if you go and look into the producers and the writers of this show, you'll know how invested they are into this new series. But it's definitely aimed at a young generation to kind of watch with their mothers, daughters and sisters, you know, a big family event. We have a great arc here, and I feel like the characters really are given time to kind of discover who they are. There's themes, you know, the moral of the story coming into your own. You have those individual episode story arcs where they've got to learn something to be able to be the hero without the power, without relying on power, so that when you get the power, you are so much more stronger. Being the leader, you have all those themes that we got back in He-Man days. I do have my favorite with the voice acting and the characteristics. Battle Cat for me in this was great, but every character brings something to it. They have individual characteristics, and when they power up, it's very reminiscent of things like Transformers or Power Rangers. It feels like, you know, when they go into that still graphics and then they move and they churn and they power up, and with these powers combined, I am Captain Planet. It feels very much like that. And that can get tiring over the 10 episodes because they tend to want to show you that transformation each time, especially when you get into the latter half where you're getting to see the Skeletor team and they do the very similar characteristics. One word of warning, this is a PG in the UK and I presume worldwide. And the transformation for the bad guys is quite horrific. There's one transformation where literally someone bursts out someone's their frame, so it's like they're bursting out of body like aliens, and I was like, whoa, that's pretty dark for a PG. So if you have kids that are very easily affected and you think slight scary stuff might give them nightmares, maybe you want to view this first before you get into it. The story, however, has a great story arc because of that building, giving characters time at the beginning, and then the middle we start seeing further relationships evolve with the Skeletor character as well on both sides. We get to see that final battle, which is like the last 3 episodes are really hyped up in that tension and that action sequences that's been building up for the whole series. A spectacular, fun action sequences, if you don't mind that repetition of the changing moments, like the Power Rangers powering up. You kind of know what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. You know, like they'll get defeated, they'll power up, they'll learn something about their powers, and then they'll defeat the bad guys. That's kind of part and parcel with these type of storylines. Even anime does that sort of thing. They get beaten, they power up, they learn something, and they come back. In amongst that, you get the quirky lines that is a lot of fun. There are jokes that are just not going to hit for adults. You're just going to have to put that aside. It definitely is. The demographic is young families. And so if you can handle that, I think you'll enjoy this. I really enjoyed it. I found myself engaged, especially towards the end, because they'd given that story a lot of time to kind of get to that part where you care about the action, what is happening at the end. The score is great, it looks great, the animation is excellent, the editing and the pacing is exactly what you would expect to find for this type of series. The biggest plus I could say about this is where, in comparison, because they all came out at the same time, Revelations took itself very seriously, and it was pitched at adults. And adults didn't like that because I felt Kevin Smith lied to them. Well, I still liked a lot of parts of Revelation, and I love the animation style and what they did with the story until it got to the part where they left us hanging. But this one, it just feels like they went for the fun. They didn't take themselves too seriously. They kind of did the cheese. They embraced that. They've kind of done Origins, and I'm thinking they're hoping to bring a new generation into that. So because of that, it comes across as just being a lot of fun. And because of that, I think I prefer this series to Revelation so far, because it has a clear story. Nobody's lied to us, but it's just fun for the family. And no, I'm not going to be upset. I can just take it what it is. It's a cartoon series for kids, but it's hoping to bring those characters that we know and love into a new generation. Yeah, so I've rambled a lot about, like what the old generation will think about this, but it is for a new generation, with dads and moms coming to watch what their kids are watching. I think if you're an adult and you love He-Man, but you don't hold it too tightly in your hand with exactly how things are supposed to be for He-Man, then you enjoy this. Like, for one, I started going down that route when I saw Orko, and I was like, what have you done to Orko? But I pushed that aside, and it's like, yeah, this is I can get behind it. I enjoyed the ending, though. Big cliffhanger. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this series. I'm going to give it a solid B+. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. If you enjoyed this review, do comment. I'm always there chatting to people that chat, about geeky stuff. Let me know what your thoughts, who's your favorite character, that sort of thing. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.